I'm Shauna Rappaport here at the 2015 GreenBiz Forum, and I am delighted to be joined by my dear friend and colleague Erin Decker, who is the Senior Manager of Sustainability at Salesforce.
I'm delighted to be here talking with you.
Thank you. Erin, let's talk about energy. Let's talk about renewable energy. Let's talk about the future of the industry. You have been thinking about, working on, setting ambitious goals around it. What, at a more macro level, is exciting you? What are you seeing as we look to that future?
I'm excited about so many things. I mean, obviously climate change is the most serious and pressing environmental issue of our time, and it's sometimes been a challenge to move the needle for companies. But renewable energy is a really great way to do that. And in the last few years, we've really seen all of these corporations. We were one of the early corporations to make a commitment to 100% renewables, but there's so many other corporations who are doing that. And I just think that's going to change the energy of the entire energy system, which is exciting. It's going to have a real impact. And I've seen companies who are really getting business value out of this, and to me that's the panacea of sustainability, where you can both do things that are changing systems that are for the good of the environment, actually helping the environment while doing it, and then providing business value back to the companies.
So let's talk a little bit about that business value and its sustainability value, because it sure seems like a sweet spot of opportunity. Why do you think it's taken so long, and why is it still, we're just starting to ramp up, but why are there not yet more companies setting such ambitious goals as they can be?
Well, I think part of it has to do with the price of renewable energy. For a long time, it was not cheap to do this. And businesses, it's hard when you're a sustainability professional to really articulate and really push for a program that's going to ultimately cost more money than perhaps you would like to see. There's a return on investment now. We're seeing in a lot of places renewables is, from a cost perspective, has parity with grid energy.
Right, and so in light of that, what advice might you have for some of your colleagues who are working to advance some of these same initiatives? You've been working on this extensively. What advice would you give them?
Well, it's certainly not easy. I would like to pretend it's just as easy as you want to buy renewables, you go to your local utility and they say, great, here are renewables at the same price. That's not how it works. And so I think definitely you need to look at the capacity that you have internally. A lot of times if you're doing renewable energy transactions, they have a lot of financial elements and accounting elements. And so it's really important to build that capacity internally. If you don't have that, definitely hire an expert. And what I really love about the sustainability space is we all really collaborate. And so there's a lot of things happening where companies like ours are saying, let's work together to make this happen.
So talk a little bit about that. What does collaboration look like? Help us understand.
There's a couple of interesting things that are happening right now. One is if companies, they don't know where to start. The Rocky Mountain Institute has just launched, Salesforce is a founding member of a business renewables center, which is really trying to answer that question. How do we scale this by providing companies with the resources that they need to do this? And then to really push the system a little bit, there's the renewable energy buyers principles, where companies are coming together to lend their voice to say, we want to buy this, it should be easier, let's change the system. So there are lots of ways to engage and get help.
So let's imagine then, 5 years from now, we're back here in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona for GreenBiz Forum 2020.
Yeah.
What is the story that you want to be able to tell, both in terms of the mission that Salesforce is actively and ambitiously working to achieve, but also about the opportunity that you and some of the other corporate leaders have to really advance and accelerate the industry more broadly?
I think, if I'm thinking really optimistically, this idea of a goal of 100% renewables is no longer newsworthy. It's just table stakes in the sustainability world. And for Salesforce as a company, I really hope that we continue to find innovative ways to meet that goal. That we have done something that, and along with many other companies, where we've done transactions that have not only met our goals to be more renewable, but also have incentivized new renewables on the grid. Again, it's something that adds business value to us. And I'm really hopeful that can happen. That I think the headline would be companies have come together to make demand for renewable energy just normal in our country. And I mean, really optimistically, the energy system has changed to make that easier, not only for companies, but for anybody who wants to do that.
Well, Erin, with you helping spearhead those initiatives, I am certainly optimistic as well that we can make it happen together.
Thank you.
Erin Decker of Salesforce.